Hello again guys, this is Zach. Here's where we left off from last video. Uh, this is where the two problems that I was talking about. Today I'm going to be talking about ladders and nets. Ladders and nets are just a way we describe for a way that someone can capture stones without the stones getting away. So first I'll explain the first problem at Q16. So if black plays this way, this stone is actually captured. But I'll get to that in a little bit. What I was looking for was P15. Because if white tries to escape this way, black can Atari him. Atari means he only has one liberty left, in case you didn't know that. And if white tries to escape this way, black can capture. It's the same if white plays this way. Sorry. So, if black plays this, white can't escape. So now let's look at the next problem. Like I said before, if black tries to do this, the white stones will just escape. So, K12, in this case, is the right answer. So if white tries to escape, again, you should not Atari it like that, because then he'll just escape. You should Atari from this side. And if you play this out for yourself, you'll see what happens when white runs into the wall. White plays right here, black captures all of it. In case you were wondering if white could Atari somewhere like right here, as you can see, the K16 stone can be captured and the M14 stone by black can be captured. But white, right now, only has one liberty, so he could just capture the whole group. So, this particular shape, where there's a white stone at M12, black stones at L11, M11, N12, and M13, is called a ladder. It's called a ladder just because of its shape. And white cannot escape from a ladder, unless there's special circumstances, which I'll get to later. An easy way to remember if it's a ladder or not is, like we see here, if it was like this is Atari. This white stone at M12 only has one liberty. So this is a common shape we see a lot, where black's trying to capture the white stone. Now, a ladder is this where black has one more stone added to like an extension right here or right here. That's how we can tell if it's a ladder. So now let's look at the shape at Q16. Like I said, if black plays here, white stone is captured. This is called a net, again just because of its shape. Nets are a little more secure than ladders, and I'll tell you why. This is actually, black could also play this way and it's a ladder. But I'll tell you why you will usually want a net over a ladder. Because, let's say white had a stone here. Now, white tries to escape. Black plays, black plays, white plays, black plays, white plays, black plays, and white connects to his stones. Black tries to capture, white can just run away, or you can Atari, double Atari. There's lots of things that white can do. So this is called a broken ladder. When the ladder does not work, when the stones get out, then it's called a broken ladder. Broken ladders happen when one of your opponent's stones is in the way, basically. So like at H14. If you want to know if your ladder is broken or real, just look. You can scan over the board yourself and see if it runs into his stones. If this stone runs into black stones, it's fine. Then he can still capture it. If it runs into the wall, it's fine. But if it runs into its own stone or own stones, then it's going to be a broken ladder. So, Also,
found some on Mario Kart, and
Let's say this stone was here.
we'll do, since you're pretty good at this,
So now,
try and find new places
white place
or
here.
shortcuts.
As you can see, it bypasses it.
Randomly coming around without prime race. Josh found this.
So this is not a broken ladder.
glitch.
You just have to yourself
It's on,
look at the board and see where the white stones will go and how it would, or if it would be captured. So let's say this stone was one space closer. I'm sorry. So if you read this out, it looks like, okay, it's going, it doesn't connect, passes it by. But let's look at this previous variation. I want you to look at how many liberties the J13 stone, the L14 stone, the M13 stone, and the K12 stone have. If you look at them, they're not actually connected yet, because white can cut them. So, how many liberties do those stones have? If you look, the J13 stone has 2. So does the K12 stone. So does the L14 stone. So does the M13 stone. So, these stones that are held laterally, these stones only have 2 liberties. And when you're in Atari, you have 3 of your liberties taken away, which means you only have 1 liberty. So, what happens if one of these stones runs into your opponent's stones? Well, that's what we're about to find out. So, as we already read out, this white group can't connect because black gets to cut them off. But, look at this. Black plays right here, white plays right here. Black tries to ladder, but one of black's stones are in Atari, so white can just capture. Black tries to capture again. White can either connect, or he can capture again. So this is another type of broken ladder. So it doesn't always have to connect to a stone either. If one of your stones touches the enemy stone, then it's a broken ladder. Because when usually you're going through a ladder, you'll only have 2 liberties, as we saw in this variation. So, if your opponent's stone touches yours, it's obvious to see that your stone is only going to have 1 liberty now, which means it's an Atari. So you always have to look at where your opponent's stones are when you try to ladder a stone. This is why I said that nets are generally better than ladders, because with a net, it's not going to run into your opponent's stones. But actually, I should say this first. If your opponent had a stone here, then obviously you can't net anymore because your opponent can get out. You would have to ladder. But if you look closely, this ladder doesn't work because your opponent is touching it. So, with nets, it's better because it's harder for your opponent to escape. For him to escape, he would have to have a stone like directly outside of this. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to escape. But with a ladder, your opponent's stones could be anywhere on the board that makes this run into it, and it would not work. It would be a broken ladder. Which is why nets are preferred over ladders. So now we're going to get into different types of nets and ladders. Okay. So, this is the other special type of net and ladder actually. Black has a stone once more extending right here. Then white tries to get out. White can either ladder the stone like this, or he can do something else that's special. If white has a stone here, and you see that this stone is going to run into it, there's something you can do as black. So white tries to run out. Obviously you can't ladder because then he'll run into his stone. So, similar to this, you saw with a net you have to put the stone diagonally in front of the stone. So, this is the same with this. You put the stone diagonally in front of the stone. As you can see, it's very similar to the net, and that these stones can't get out no matter where they go. So this is like half net, half ladder, this shape. if you want to know if you have like this net ladder, all you have to do is look. So this is a net up here at Q17. It's the ladder at M13. And if you have an extra stone or more, this is on both a net and a ladder, because you can ladder like this, or you can play the net like this. Again, it's usually best to play a net, because let's say you played a ladder and then your opponent played somewhere around here. You see, oh no, it's going to run into it. Then you have to capture, and your opponent just got 2 moves for free. So as black, you don't like this. So with nets, your opponent can't just play somewhere and you have to respond to it. That's why nets are generally better than ladders also. So remember, if you have an extra stone right here or more, it's both a net and a ladder. So if you have a stone here, instead of capturing because you think it'll run into it, you can simply wait for white to try to get out and then net it. So remember the net shape also. The net shape is just when you have one opponent's stone at like Q16, and then you have 2 of these shapes at R16 and R15, Q17, P17. But this is actually not a net yet. Black first has to make this move. This is kind of like a false net, because white can still escape by going out, or going out this way. So it's not a net unless black has this move. So that's it for the nets and ladders today. The problem today, most likely, most of you will get, even if you didn't get any of the other ones. Because most likely you've seen this if you've ever watched a game before. The question is, where should black play his opening moves? Choice A is here. Choice B is here. Choice C is here. And choice D is here. Or, let me add one more. Choice E is here. So where should black play his first move? I'll leave this guy, it's up to you. And this is what I'm going to be talking about next time. I'll see you guys later. Please subscribe if you liked it. And bye for now.